Hello and welcome. My name is Alessandra and this is Fitscope. I am going to guide you today through a gentle 25-minute yoga flow focused on low back. So low back discomfort is very common, maybe like even the side of the low back that runs down your leg. So we're going to address those poses that will help you to alleviate any discomfort in your low back, tightness, pain, anything like that. So I recommend you have 2 blocks handy and a yoga strap. It can be like a bathrobe belt, maybe some big books if you don't have these exact things. You're going to start just by lying down on your back, please. So as you come to lie down on your back, bring your knees to bend and your feet flat on the mat. So your feet can be as wide as the mat and you can knock your knees in towards one another just to kind of relax the legs. And this action of the feet wide, knees together kind of opens up your low back a little bit. And this position of the knees bent can really bring some length and neutrality to your spine. So you can have the hands on your body if that feels okay, or the arms down by your sides, whatever feels best. And just bringing your attention to your spine. So even just lying in this position for a couple of minutes just gives your spine a chance to realign, to find space. So just visualize your spine finding that space. Vertebra between vertebra, getting spacious. Have the eyes closed if that feels okay. And taking just a few more breaths here, bringing your awareness to your breath, visualizing it running up and down the spine. Maybe visualizing your breath creating space between your vertebrae. And bring your feet a little closer together so they're more like hips distance. And separate the knees so they're hips distance as well. And then bring the hands like flat right on your thighs, like right at the top of the thigh, and just gently press the thighs away from you. And as you do that, can you reach the chest a little bit towards the sky, just a little bit. And as you press your thighs away from you, can you lift a little bit of your low belly? Just pressing, just trying to create space for the low back a little bit here. Then you can release that. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, extend your left leg out onto the mat. Just hugging that knee in. So both feet are flexed. There can almost be like a scissoring action of your inner thighs, like they're drawing them towards one another. And let's take this for a twist. So reach your right arm out to the side and start to drop that knee towards the left. So I want your pelvis to be in line with your spine. So maybe nudge the hips over to the right a little bit before you twist. And as you twist, can that right hip draw away from your chest? That might access some of that discomfort that tends to happen in the low back, maybe in the side of the leg as well. Maybe you complete the twist by reaching your gaze towards the right. And gently bring that knee back to center. Plant the foot, center out through the hips. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Extend the right leg out onto the mat. Again, as you draw that knee in, there can be a little scissoring action of your inner thighs drawing towards one another. It's going to neutralize your pelvis. Neutralize your hips as well. Again, maybe nudge the hips over to the left just a little bit before you start to drop that knee towards the right for a twist. Your left arm could come out to the side, trying to square your shoulders, backs of the shoulders onto the mat. Your right hand can be on the outside of that leg. And again, can you draw that left hip away from your chest? You're trying to get long in your left side body as you revolve. Maybe you complete the twist by turning the gaze towards the left. And gently bring that knee back to center, center out through the hips, and hug both knees in towards your chest. So rock a little bit side to side here, trying to get the whole surface of your low back. So you can even move the knees around a little bit in circles, like you're going on a little circles of your low back. So again, depending on the tightness, the sensitivity, maybe this feels like a lot of sensation, like you're accessing a little bit of freedom by massaging in this way. And if you were going around in circles, just switch the direction of your circles. And then grab a hold of your strap. So plant your feet on the mat for a moment. Grabbing a hold of your strap, you're going to hook the ball of your right foot and send that heel up towards the sky. You can double wrap that strap in your hands. Kind of gives your wrists a little bit of freedom and gives you a little better grip on the strap. You're reaching through the right heel, so you're flexing through that right foot. And then maybe you keep that left knee bent, or you can extend that left leg out onto the mat, but I want the leg to be rooted into the mat if you choose to extend it. If it's kind of floating up in space, just keep it bent. And again, whether the leg is extended or not, you can think of a little scissoring action of the inner thighs drawing away. And then take both ends of that strap into your right hand, float the left knee in line with your right, have a right angle in that left leg. Start to open up the legs out to the sides to the same degree. So right leg out to the right, left leg out to the left. Left leg is bent, right leg is still reaching through the heel. And this way the hips have to stay nice and even on the mat. Your left hand can be on the inner left thigh. Breathing here. And gently bring those legs back together. Plant the left foot onto the mat, so you're keeping the leg bent now. And on the right side, you're going to turn this leg out 45 degrees in the hip socket. I want you to start to cross that leg over towards the left. You can even bring those ends of that strap into your left hand and cross the left knee towards the right. So it's almost like you're crossing your legs. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. So again, depending, you might only feel this in the back of the leg. Maybe you start to feel this in the outer hip area. If you want to feel more, maybe you draw that leg towards your face a little more and draw it towards the side a little more. And again, can you get long in your right side body? Draw that right hip away from your chest. Now let's turn this into thread the needle. Bend that right leg, cross the ankle over the left thigh. Move that strap off to the side. Flex that right foot a lot. And maybe just draw that right knee away from your chest. You can gently press it with your hand. If you want more of an outer hip stretch, then bring that left knee in towards your chest and interlace your hands behind the thigh. So in this variation, this is going to open up your outer hip area. So a lot of low back pain can come from tight hips, especially the outer hips, maybe front hips as well. So just accessing that area that might cause a little bit of discomfort. And even in this thread the needle, as long as the foot is flexed, maybe you start to rock a little bit side to side. It might feel good to massage a little bit of the low back as you open up through the hip. Gently release that. Uncross the leg. Let's do everything on the second side. So you're going to hook the ball of your left foot with that strap. And send that heel up towards the ceiling. Double wrapping that strap if that feels better on your wrists. It gives you a little bit of a better grip. Flex through that left foot. And again, either keeping that right knee bent or extending through the right leg. Inner thighs drawing towards one another, whether the leg is bent or straight. All right, from here, bring both ends of that strap into your left hand. Float the right knee in line with your left. Right angle in that right leg. Start to open up the legs out to the sides. So same degree of opening here. Your right hand can come to the inner right thigh. Opening up through the legs. So inner thigh is getting a bit of a stretch here. Flexing through that left foot still. And gently start to bring those legs back together. Plant the right foot. Turn that left leg out 45 degrees, just in the hip socket. You can bring both ends of that strap into your right hand. Start to cross the legs. So the right foot is planted on the mat, and you're crossing the right knee towards the left. Left leg towards the right. Can you draw that left hip away from you, trying to get in not just the hamstring, but the outer hip as well. We're going to get into it a little more in a moment, but maybe you start to access that IT band area, that area that gets really tight sometimes. And let's turn this into thread the needle, crossing that foot over the thigh. Flex that left foot a lot. Maybe gently just press that knee away from you. Flex that foot a lot. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you want to go deeper. You interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Bring that knee in towards your chest. And as you do that with the left forearm, you can maybe gently press that knee away from you just to access more opening in the outer hip. Maybe from here you rock a little bit side to side. Just a little bit. Gently release that. Uncross the leg. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Make your way up to a seat. You can rock back and forth on your spine a couple of times if that feels okay. And then make your way up, or you can just rock to one side and make your way up to a seat. You're going to come onto all fours. So hands and knees. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Just 3 big cat-cows, starting to get movement into the spine a little more. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart forward. Belly towards the floor. Exhale, round the spine. Press the floor away from you. Last time, heart reaches forward. Exhale, round through the spine. And find neutral. A couple of bird dogs here. Really excellent work for your back. So extend the right leg back behind you. Reach the left arm out in front of you. Just to the height of your shoulder, pinky edge of the hand faces down. Then from the inner thigh, reach that leg up just to the height of your hips. You're reaching from the inner thigh. That means all 5 toes point straight to the mat. Reach in both directions. Reach, 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 reach. Low belly is lifting though. And you're not collapsing in that right shoulder. You're kind of pressing the shoulder girdle up. And then bring the hand down and the shin down. Extend your left leg back behind you. Right arm reaches forward. Palm faces in. Inner thigh draws up to the height of your hip. You lift that leg. Reach in both directions. Reach, reach, reach. Low belly is lifting. And you're not collapsing in the left shoulder. And exhale, bring it down. Let's do 2 more each side. 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, reach. Right leg, left arm. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, reach. Right arm, left leg. Exhale, bring it down. Last time each side. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bring it down. And inhale, reach. And bring it down. Great job. Bring your knees a little wider than your hips, big toes touch. Take a brief child's pose. Forehead to the mat. So again, this pose might be a lot of lengthening in your low back area. Just feel that. Breathing into that. All right. So just a little bit of movement here. So extend through the arms. Move your hips away from your heels. Curl your toes under and take a downward facing dog. So your hips lift up and back. You're pressing through the hands. I want you to think of one straight line from your wrist to your shoulders to your hips. You're pressing through the fingertips. You can gently start to pedal out the feet one at a time. You're straightening one leg and bending the other, getting into your hamstrings a little more. Then start to find some stillness here. So as you lift those hips up and back, you can take a bend in both knees at the same time. Lift those hips up and back, trying to get long through your spine. Low belly lifts a little bit here. Your upper outer arms, they wrap back towards your feet as you press evenly through both hands. Then maybe you start to straighten through the legs if that's available, but not if it compromises the length of your spine. All right. Shift forward to plank pose for a moment, top of a push-up, shoulders over your wrists. So low back discomfort can also be sometimes a sign of a core that's not developed enough. You can start to build some heat through the core in this plank pose. And then bring it down to the mat. Knees, chest, chin. Knees, chest, chin. Elbows by your sides come all the way down. And just one low cobra here. Inhale, peel, head and chest, low cobra, and hold. So you're on the tops of your feet. Your legs are active. Inner thighs draw up. Elbows back, shoulders back, lift, chest. Back of the neck is long. Then press it back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, just walk your hands back towards your feet, hang in a forward fold, a little bend in your knees. So especially with that low back discomfort, in these forward folds, you want to be mindful not to pull on the back. So take a bend in your knees to take it out of there. Inhale, come up halfway to a flat spine. So heart reaches forward, fingertips on your shins or on your thighs. Exhale, forward folds. Let's roll up through the spine. So take a deeper bend in your knees. You can kind of like a rag doll, vertebra by vertebra. You kind of come up, all the way up to stand. Okay, so 2 brief standing poses, and then that's it. So bring your legs out to the sides, arms out to the sides. Turn your right leg out 90 degrees. Your back toes point in a little bit, heel to arch alignment. Come into warrior 2 for a moment. So that means your hamstring is coming towards parallel to the mat. Your knee is over its ankle. Low belly lifts. Your chest is open towards the side. Your knee is tracking straight over those toes. Let's turn this into Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. So reach through the right fingertips. Then bring the forearm onto the leg. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Turn this top palm forward. Reach it up and over. Shoulder away from your ear. You're pressing through that front heel. If you want to take this a little further, you can bring your hand to the inside of your foot or maybe the outside of your foot. Maybe if you want to go somewhere in between, you bring a block underneath your hand. Great option to use a block underneath the hand here. Heart opening. Reach through that left fingertips. Press through the feet, bring it back up to warrior 2. Straighten through this front leg. Step the back toes in just a little bit. Reach through the right fingertips, turning this into triangle pose. Now the legs are straight. Chest open towards the side. Reach, 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 reach. And then reach down. Again, option to bring your hand onto a block. Great option here. You're pressing through the big toe mound of that foot. And the left arm reaches up towards the sky. Chest opening towards the side. And then to accentuate this action, turn that palm forward, reach it up and over. Just to get long in that left side body. Then reach that arm back up towards the sky. Press through the feet. Reach up with the top arm coming out of the pose. Let's do the other side. Left toes come in a little bit, or right toes come in a little bit. Left leg turns out 90 degrees, and then start to bend into that left leg towards 90, coming into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Knee tracks over those toes, low belly lifts. Then reach through the left fingertips, forearm on the thigh, right arm reaches up, chest open towards the side. Option to go a little bit further, hand on the inside or outside of the foot. Chest stays nice and open though, whatever variation you choose. Maybe hand is on a block, top palm faces forward and you reach it up and over, shoulder away from your ear. Reach through that right fingertip. It's like your fingertips and that outer edge of your foot, they're reaching, right? And press through the feet, reach up with that top arm coming up to Warrior 2 for a breath. Then straighten through that left leg. Bring the back toes in a little bit. Heel to arch alignment still. Your legs are straight now. Reach through the left fingertips. Reach, 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 reach. And then reach down. Maybe hands on a block. Chest nice and open towards the side. Maybe you gaze up. That encourages the chest to open more. Turn this top palm forward. Reach it up and over, lengthening through that right side body. And reach that arm up towards the sky again. Press through the feet, reach up with that top arm coming out of the pose. Then step to the front edge of your mat. So we'll make our way onto the floor and that's it. Reach your arms up towards the sky, inhale. Exhale, forward fold over the legs, little bend in your knees as you forward fold. Inhale up halfway hard, reaches forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Lower down, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Back bend, low cobra. And exhale, take a child's pose. So knees wide, big toes touch, child's pose. Arms down by your sides. Great. Bring your arms out in front of you. Just walk your hands back. Come to lie on your back, please. So as you come to lie on your back, your knees are bent, feet flat on the mat. And 2 brief bridge poses here. Another awesome things for your spine. Arms down by your sides. Your forearms can lift, fingertips point up to the ceiling. Your heels are under your knees. Hips distance. Then lift your hips up to the sky. Any amount that feels okay for your back. Maybe you interlace your hands back behind you, scooch the flesh of your shoulders under the body, press. And gently release the interlace if you had it and come back down to the mat. We'll do that one more time, very briefly here. Arms down by your sides. Lift hips up to the sky. If you interlace the first time, maybe do it again, switching the lacing of your fingers. Scooch the flesh of your shoulders under the body. Press into the arms, lift through the chest. Inner foot is heavy. And gently release the interlace, bringing it back down to the mat. Arms out to the sides, just gently, lazily drop the knees to the left, just very briefly. Inhale, bring it up to center. And exhale, drop them to the right. Bring them up to center. Just extend the legs out onto the mat, arms down by your sides. Giving yourself some time. So even though it was just 25 minutes, you did a lot of work. Just giving yourself this time to take stock of that. Giving yourself as much time as you can to lie in Shavasana. And when you're ready, after a couple of minutes, just gently prop yourself up to a seat when you're ready. Acknowledging the work you did, I thank you so much for joining me. This is Fitscope. Namaste.